Is gaming dying to you guys?
I'd say a couple
Like
of
in
years.
years, people saying gaming is like not what it used to be, or it's just not fun anymore. You know, all this other stuff. Back in like the 80s and 90s, obviously there wasn't as much games. It was very basic, very restricted. But that kind of leads me to my point of I feel like people, nowadays they've kind of been blessed with just an endless stream of games. There's always new games coming out, free ones. There's like Fortnite, all the battle royales, which is why it's so popular. If a game is free, you'll definitely try it, even if you don't like it. You'll try it for a bit because it's free, something new to play with your friends. All that. But nowadays, people have so many, free options and all this shit at their disposal. And there's also, let's players on YouTube that can see the game and see if they like it before they even buy it. You don't even have to play the game. A lot of people just like watching people play games, which is what I like as well. Like, I'm not saying, oh, these guys are stupid. I'm literally, I do that shit myself. It's not stupid. Nowadays everyone is just it's just an, I don't know, like a overflowing amount of games just coming into the market. Some that are free, some that are cheap. Some that come out every year, like COD, Madden. I feel like a lot of people have kind of grown numb to certain games and gaming in general, just because of the overflow of how many games there is, how many choices you have. I forgot that paradox, but it's like the paradox where like the more choices you have, the more scrolling you do, like on a TikTok or whatever, the more scrolling, the more options you have, the less satisfied you'll be with the product you end up going with. So, like, if you search like the Steam web store, you're scrolling through, looking for whatever video you want to look for, or no, looking for like whatever game you want, you're in a certain genre because you know what genre you're looking for ages, and you just scroll through all the pages. You might see a good free game, you might try to download it, just have a look. You might see a game for like 10, $20, or maybe expensive for 70, and you go through like 4 pages of games and you just haven't found something that you like. You haven't found anything that you like, you know, or want to buy. And then when you end up buying that game, you buy it and it's not as good as you were expecting it. Maybe because you had high hopes for it, or you scrolled so long that your choice wasn't just didn't feel satisfying. I feel I'm just doing a lot of like just babbling, but that's what these videos are for. But yeah, it's just there's so much choices out there that I think people just like have kind of taken gaming for granted. Like, let's be honest, if like gaming was like just straight gone like that, a lot of people's lives would be affected. Like, I won't say like be ruined. It would be affected though, because some people go to gaming to escape their shit environment. Some people are born into gang violence and all this abusive relationships. Some of them just go to gaming because stuff like that. Some just go because they grow up with video games. The dad and that played together. That's how I got into it. It was just super fun, just being able to play video games and that nostalgic feeling of getting on after school and all waiting for your friends to get on. They're all on. You play a game. You play Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat with your cousins, all that type of shit. And another point I want to think is like people are getting older. Like people are getting older. Like a lot of people just might be growing out of video games. Some people just it's just like people on YouTube. Sometimes even though it is their dream job, at some points you don't want to you don't want to do YouTube. You don't want to play a game that day. You want to go do something else. And sometimes people just fall out of love with video games, whether that just be because, companies being shit cunts. Them playing for a long time, they kind of just gotten bored. Or maybe, you know, the games that they used to play don't feel as good or special to them anymore. Whatever the reason is. So, with that being said, do I think gaming is dying? In my opinion, no. No, not really. In my honest opinion, since COVID, like, games have just increased in play count exponentially. Nearly every game, like, games that people say are dead, like Fortnite, bro, they're literally topping numbers. They're topping the charts. They're topping their own records from years ago. And people are saying like, oh, this game's dead, oh, the gaming industry's dead. No way that gaming is dead at the moment. There's just too many people, too many streamers, too much, like, the competitive scene in gaming, speedrunners, and all that type of shit will keep gaming alive. For how long it will keep it alive, who really knows? You know, maybe one day it's just gonna all end in the blink of an eye. And, you know, all of us will play our last games. But for right now, I don't see that as a possibility. Unless, out of nowhere, just all games just get banned. Which, that would probably cause one of the biggest riots in history. So, yeah, let's not do that. Because we don't need people rioting. Especially in New Zealand. We already have enough of those. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And what your opinion is. And yeah. I think that's all I got to say. Peace, y'all.